Okay, guys, there's a mass psychosis going on. I think that the people in the United States have lost their marbles. I don't understand this. I want you to watch this video here that we're going to review, and then you just tell me, explain to me what the hell is going on. People have lost it. I don't get it. But let's check this out. This is Angela Rose here, and let's just run through this, and maybe you can help me understand this, because this is crazy, and it's making me feel like I'm just an old grandpa, which I am, but I'm old because I don't get it. This is nuts. Look at this.
Hey guys, it's Angela. We are here at the Dick's Sporting Goods
Dick's
to
Sporting
see
Goods.
what kind of publicity they have for their Nike gear. Dick's Sporting Goods stock crashed 22% on August 25th, and the Nike stock has been going really bad as well. It has dropped 55% since this photo has been taken, and they...
Okay, look at this stock chart. Do you see what just happened to Nike? They were what, at $130, $140 a share before, and started coming down over the last 4 or 5 years. They were recently at 41, and then boom, it tanked. It tanked. But it's not because of things that are out of their control. It's because they are joining the mass psychosis. So let's see what the reason is here. What's going on with Nike?
Have erased $200 billion from the market. It is at a 12-year low.
Do you see this? Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? Watch this here as you explain to me.
A lot of people are saying that this is because they have partnered with people like Dylan Mulvaney, and people are sharing that they've been getting
Dylan Mulvaney. So it used to be back in the old days when I was growing up, you had corporations that would grow and they would make a profit and they would expand and they would play to the wants, needs, and desires of people who buy their stuff. That all went out the window. So now we live in a day and age where the purpose of a massively successful corporation is not to make money. It's to do things that can't be described as anything other than, say, what do you call it when you do a ritual like we're a humiliation ritual? Like, we're going to forget about making money, and now we're going to do the most absolute, absurd, and crazy things that will irritate people because we have to? Why are they doing this? Why?
really weird ads recommended to them by Nike on Instagram of these incredibly obese people working out. I personally would feel insulted if my targeted ads were giving me that type of content. It would make me feel like,
okay, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? I don't understand. Help me understand this. So this is what Nike is advertising their products with. Now, I used to be fat. I'm not fat shaming or anything like that. I've lost, I was like 60 pounds higher, 70 pounds higher at a point in my life when I was eating horrible food. I wasn't exercising. I was 235 pounds, sick, out of shape, and a lot of problems, physical problems. And I decided I got to get healthy. And so Nike, Reebok, all the athletic gear, they would have their fitness models and people that would motivate you to get your act together to get healthy, right? And now this is what they're putting in your face. So how is that supposed to motivate me? Is this what you want to be? I mean, I can understand if you're like showcasing a person who's made a life change and they're going to try. But does it look like this person is trying? No, it does not. This is not a destination of what I want to be or what I would think anybody would want to be. So is Nike saying that stuffing your face full of greasy, horrible foods and a bunch of sugar until you're 495 pounds and you got all of this blubber jiggling and wiggling all over the place and you're busted out of your pants? Well, that's what represents the company that makes fitness gear. Okay, let's watch a little bit more of this. This is wild. I mean,
Like, do they think that I look like that? Please make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Let's go see what this Nike gear looks like and see what is going on with that brand that is causing the Dick's Sporting Goods stock to also crash. This is actually crazy. The first thing that you see when you walk in the store is this sign. Check that out, save big on Nike. Look for the red signs. They have women's Nike clothes and men's Nike clothes. Look at that, 25% off and a whopping 40% off.
So this is the result of all of these dumb campaigns.
Poor six decisions. First, making Kaepernick the face of the 30-year anniversary campaign. Here is this man, by the way, wearing a shirt in support of none other than Fidel Castro. Some people call him pro-communist.
Okay, so this is like the new thing. So Nike, one of the most successful athletic brand in history. Just do it. Now, they decide that they're going to turn their attention to people like Colin Kaepernick, who pissed off the nation, right? Oh, and then cancel the Betsy Ross sneaker because it has a U.S. flag on it. And then we're going to get Dylan Mulvaney. Now, after we saw what happened to Bud Light, when those idiots decided that it would be more important to use a person that would go completely against the grain of the majority of the people that buy that beer and slog it down, getting drunk on the daily, right? Well, let's just stick somebody on the can that would piss everybody off that buys our stuff so our company stock can tank. Humiliation ritual. So is it, I guess it's more, it's a badge of honor to say that it is better to take a multi-million-dollar corporation and flush it down the freaking toilet because we want to pretend like it's okay to put people that have obvious mental problems and serious life issues that are just flat out weird and are not like the 99% of people who buy the brand. Well, it's more honorable to showcase people that don't represent the overwhelming majority of those who consume the product. So what's the point? So you trash your corporation, your stock tanks, and what? Are you supposed to feel good about yourself? Is that it? So what else did they do? They changed their goals on representation. You know, that's not so bad, whatever. And then you got to be with the LGBTQ initiatives and all of the woke stuff. But why? Okay, so yeah, I know people in the LGBT community, but nowadays, have you noticed that you're supposed to say, I'm in support of the LGBT community? You have to say that. That has to be your stance, or you're an outcast. You're a public outcast, right? So if I'm not a part of that community and I don't hang out with people that are LGBTQ every day, it doesn't mean that I'm a homophobe or this, that, and the other. Because there's a ton of other groups of people that represent a small portion of the population that I don't go out and actively get to know and support. Human beings are human beings, and I'm going to hang out with who I want. But now, instead of just saying treating all human beings decently and being a good person and loving all people, you know, just living a life where you're obeying the commands of Jesus Christ, where he said, love one another, okay? No, you can't do that. You have to come out and publicly say that you love weird things. And the small fraction of the population that goes out of their way to be different from everybody else. And it doesn't matter if their values are totally different or if they do and believe in things that you believe are immoral. Well, no, you have to say that you support them, or, well, you're a bigot, racist, homophobe, and everything else under the sun. And, oh, look at this. They terminated Kyrie Irving over the vaccine. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Okay. He almost got kicked out of the league. And then Nike says, hey, you're out of here, buddy. And then fast forward to today, and we find out that we were fed a bunch of lies because the virus was created in the Wuhan lab. Does anybody ever go back and reconcile that? Oh, hell no. Let's watch a little bit more.
They canceled the Betsy Ross sneaker, partnered with Dylan Mulvaney, set goals including 35% U.S. racial and ethnic minority representation in the corporate workforce and 30% at director level and above. They prioritized LGBTQ things and terminated Kyrie over the vaccine. Daniel is pointing out that their brand was defined by Michael Jordan, and now it seems like they're having a hard time innovating. This is affecting everybody.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. We start out with Michael Jordan, the most iconic athlete in history, one of the most iconic. But now we got to go with Dylan Mulvaney. Let's fast forward here. Watch this. This is just sick. And I don't get it. So I want somebody, please explain to me. So Nike makes athletic gear for, showcasing professionals to motivate you to get your butt in gear, get in shape, and live a good life. But no, this is what we have to do here. Let's look at this.
Poor guy had to replace his entire closet. So what the people want.
Here it is.
Give
Check
the
this
people
out.
what they want. We want American flags. We want
Check this
fit,
out.
good-looking people, not that looks like, that thing that people use to.
Well, what is that? What's this all about? Okay, first of all, forget the fact of transgender and all that crazy stuff. This is weird. This is really weird. Look at this weirdo, okay? Set everything else aside. You've got a person that is weird, looks odd, has nothing to do with athletics, nothing to do with getting in shape. So instead of Michael Jordan, we want to plaster this weirdo that is not athletic in everybody's face, supposedly to make you buy their stuff. Now, that might piss off some people, and you might think that it's wrong of me to say that this is weird. But the fact remains, it doesn't work.
To unwind
if this
the
worked,
cork from wine
Nike
bottles.
stock
That's
would
what
be-
his
oh God, that is
arms
just-
look like.
Okay,
I don't think he has
okay.
ever
I can't
lifted
even-
a weight in
I
his
can't
life.
fit this in my
I don't
head.
think he.
So if this actually works, why did the stock price do this? Why? They're virtue signaling and they're catering to the 0.1% of people in the country, where we're going to take Dylan Mulvaney, this weirdo that is not an athlete, that looks strange, prancing and dancing around like he's still stuck in the mindset that I'm a 6-year-old girl, okay? And this is supposed to make me run out and buy Nikes. Now, I own a lot of businesses, and one of them is a body shop, and I'm getting a dealer license. I'm going to be selling cars. Now, do you think it would make any sense for me to use Dylan Mulvaney to motivate people to come buy cars for me? Now, what's the reason why I'm in business? Well, it's to make money and to take care of my family, to make a living and serve the community and bring them tons of value and do a better job of painting cars and selling cars than the competition, right? And then if I do a good job of serving the public, okay, the 99% of people that are great people, well, then I'm going to be able to pass on money down to my kids and my grandkids and their kids. I'm trying to build a legacy and give back to the community and donate money to our Boys and Girls Club and help people who are in financial distress or help people to start businesses. That's the whole goal of why I have to have effective marketing, right? So I can make money. Where would it fit in to my goals of making money and taking care of the family to say, oh, well, actually, I've got to cater to the 0.1% of the strangest, most oddball people in the country? I don't know. I don't understand it.
Is
I don't
mentally
understand
stable.
And
I don't
what's
think
behind it?
This person
What's behind
represents
this?
the Nike brand.
What actually is behind this, where we have shifted from this being the icon to this being the icon? Would you ever have guessed, like back in the 80s or 90s, if you're old enough? I'm 59 years old. I graduated high school in 1985. Would you ever have believed that the top corporations in the United States of America would absolutely lose their minds and decide that it is more important to push this kind of weirdness in your face than to keeping the company successful so people can keep their jobs and make a living and contribute to society and support good things and do the greater good? Would you have ever have guessed that? I wouldn't have. Now, my question is this: what has caused it? We live in a weird world. We got people out there stumping and protesting for a lady that ended the lives of her children. And there's droves of females of a certain age group that are saying that they should free the woman who ended the lives of her 3 children. It's a weird day. It's a weird time. We're living in bizarro world. I mean, even back when George Orwell, 1984, they used to say this is the crazy stuff that's going to happen in the future. There ain't one book from the 80s or the 90s that was scary enough to predict what we are now seeing right now today. And I tell you what, guys, I just don't understand it. I don't know if they're putting something in the water. Are they putting something in the water? Is there some type of a drug? Is it the pesticides and the food? Is it the additives? What's causing this? We are having a major crisis moment in the United States where we have gone completely mad. And whatever makes common good sense, what is logical and obvious, goes out the window. We have to replace all of that with what makes no logical sense. I mean, for God's sake, we've got a Supreme Court justice who tells the world, tells Congress when she's getting through the confirmation hearing, that she can't tell you what a woman is because she doesn't have a degree in biology. Now, think back, guys. It's 1980. Would you have ever believed in 1980 if somebody told you that there would be a Supreme Court justice in the future that would claim that you cannot tell the difference between a male and a female unless you have a degree in biology? I don't know. Maybe it's just a phase. Maybe it's the pendulum is swinging way over here. You remember that story about the emperor and he isn't wearing any clothes. He's stark naked, right? But then all of the subjects go along with his psychosis that he's actually wearing these beautiful garments, these jewel-laden garments and of bright, different, shiny colors and stuff. And they don't want to piss off the king, emperor, or whatever he is, and they go along with it. So then when they have this parade and the emperor is sitting on his big, throne and the parade is going down the streets, everybody goes along with the psychosis and says, oh, look at the emperor's clothes. They're so beautiful. It's so amazing. And you see all of the people in the kingdom agreeing that the emperor's clothes are beautiful, but he's sitting there naked. And then a kid says, the emperor is naked. And then everyone is shocked. How dare this kid not go along with the psychosis that the emperor is wearing clothes? Well, guess what, guys? We've arrived at that day because we're all led to believe that the emperor, who was butt naked, is wearing clothes. And you cannot speak about anything that is logical and real and makes sense, or you're an outcast. How long do you think it's going to last? Do you think it's going to end soon? Or do you think it's going to get worse? Post in the comments. I'm just curious to know what your opinion is, because I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith, but I do think that it's going to pass. I think pretty soon it's going to start to fade, and we're going to see the tide turn, and maybe we'll arrive at the day where we kick a Supreme Court justice off of the bench if they can sit there and say something as absurd as nobody can tell the difference between a man and a woman unless they have a degree in biology. Oh, I swear to God, this is nuts. I'm out.